Welcome into the Rob Bro Show. I am Rob Bro. You are the co-host. I am the host. We can do this together. Co-host today by commenting below in the Starting Line chat line. Brought to you by Starting Line Counseling. We're live in the Diversified Lenders studio. Let's kick it off. Today we're talking about Brett McMurphy, who I've long said is one of the smartest, most handsome prognosticators in college football. Brett McMurphy today dropping his list of bowl projections. Now, bowl projections in week 0, let's be honest, are dumb. They're dumb. It's just like the Lenardi guy who does the way too early projections for the NCAA tournament. He's already been putting them out for months. Those are dumb too. This is a dumb bit, but there are some projections and some predictions inside the bowl games that I think are important. Let's start with the Big 12. Let's start at the bottom because the top is where we want to finish. Yeah, let's go to the Big 12 here. He thinks this is, by the way, Brett McMurphy's predictions. 10 Big 12 teams will be in bowl games. First off, UCF in the Independence Bowl. UCF will be bowl eligible in their first season in the Big 12, according to Brett McMurphy. Kansas will be playing Florida in the Birmingham Bowl, according to Brett McMurphy. I won't say his name every single time, but this is all according to Brett McMurphy. I've said it enough. Up next, Oklahoma State bowl eligible against Michigan State in the First Responder Bowl. Baylor bowl eligible against Maryland in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Oklahoma in the Texas Bowl, where Texas Tech was last year. So 7-5, 8-4 finish for Oklahoma, according to Brett McMurphy. Now, I said I wasn't going to say his name again. I did it. In the Alamo Bowl, Texas in the Alamo Bowl. I've not said Texas Tech yet. That's another Alamo Bowl finish for Texas. That means 8-4, 9-3. Up next, TCU in the Liberty Bowl. Good 7-5 finish for TCU. Did I miss Kansas State? Sorry, this is really good radio. Looks like Kansas State not going to be bowl eligible, according to Brett Murphy. Maybe I missed him. But let's get to the New Year's Six Bowl. Clemson, Penn State, Oregon, Tulane, Washington, Alabama, all on New Year's Six, along with the matchup we've all been waiting for ever since Leonard Fournette ran all over Jakeem Grant and the boys with Patrick Mahomes in 2015. December 29th, New Year's Eve, or at least the New Year's Six. It's not New Year's Eve, but you get it, the Cotton Bowl. Texas Tech and LSU. That means Texas Tech, with no Big 12 participants in the Brett McMurphy playoff, is going to win the Big 12 with a 10-2 record and is going to be the Big 12 champion, Cotton Bowl participant at 10-2, 11-2 with a Big 12 championship, sitting pretty at the Cotton Bowl with no other Big 12 teams in sight. That's right. Brett McMurphy not only predicting a New Year's Six Bowl for Texas Tech, but a Big 12 championship. He already had them at number 11 in the preseason ranking. It only goes up from here for Brett McMurphy. Big 12 champion Texas Tech in the Cotton Bowl versus LSU. And I'm sure I missed a few of these Big 12 teams as I was scrolling through, but some interesting predictions. Cincinnati no, Houston no, BYU no in the bowl games, but UCF the only newcomer to make a bowl game according to Brett McMurphy. But Big 12 champion Texas Tech. Thank you, Brett. Since this is Overreaction Monday, I guess we have to overreact to this. The overreaction here is that, holy crap, Brett McMurphy thinks Texas Tech is going to win the Big 12. And he also has them in the Cotton Bowl versus LSU, but I don't know that that's an overreaction. I really don't. Last night in our Big 12 predictions podcast on the Gambling Gauchos with BJ Simmons, both BJ and I said, hey, look, the Big 12 is wide open. It's WAO, wide open. What can we glean from that? Well, Oklahoma has an easy schedule. Texas looks to be good, but they've looked to be good a lot of times in a row. Texas Tech is old, experienced. They have an old offensive line, finally kind of organically with two transfers, one injured last year. Cole Spencer's been at Texas Tech for 2 seasons, but will play this year. All three on the inside, 6th, 7th-year seniors. And then you have Caleb Rogers playing right tackle again. Monroe Mills is the only non-senior on the offensive line. You've got seniors all over the place in the defensive backfield. You've got a great defensive line potentially. Like, you have everything, every drop box that someone could have to win the Big 12. Kansas State, Texas, Oklahoma, they've all had these drop boxes. You potentially tick a lot of them at Texas Tech. So it's not crazy to say that they'll be playing for a Big 12 title. It's not crazy to be saying that they could potentially be in the Cotton Bowl versus LSU in a New Year's Six parade. I don't think that's an overreaction. I really don't. And a lot of people will. I think the overreaction here is that Texas Tech is the only one in the New Year's Six, and there's no Big 12 teams in the playoff, but I certainly can't I can't say that you'll be there over Michigan. I can't say that you'll be there over Ohio State. Alabama certainly has a better chance to be in the playoffs than Texas Tech does. I think a lot of people are picking LSU to be a kind of a sleeper to win that division, to win the SEC over Georgia. That's pretty hard sleeping to me. I think Georgia is what it is in the SEC if it's not Alabama. Again, you can watch all of our predictions for conference champions, Heismans, and the over-unders for a bunch of Big 12 schools on the Gambling Gauchos latest episode. They're at the Republic of Football podcast feed. They're Dave Campbell's. Bottom line, Texas Tech getting some high praise nationally. This is what you wanted. This is what you've been asking for. Why do they disrespect us? We're not in the top 25. Why do all these national guys, why do these newspaper nerds disrespect us? Welcome to the big boy leagues. You're projected to be in the, not only just a Big 12 team in the New Year's Six, the Big 12 team in the New Year's Six, which means you win the Big 12. If you read between the lines there. Big 12 champion Texas Tech. I can't get over it. National media members picking Texas Tech, little old Texas Tech, who never gets the respect in the finals. And good for UCF. Some of these other bowl matchups, Texas won't like theirs. Oklahoma won't like theirs. Is what it is. Is what it is. I think the biggest misstep, unless I just missed it, was Kansas State. Overreaction. Kansas State not being in a great bowl game, I think, is a mistake. They did lose quite a bit. Their best defensive player, their best offensive player, but I think they have enough returning and enough just respect for Kansas State and Kleiman to be somewhere near the top of the Big 12, especially bowl eligible. Just Kansas State not in a bowl seems crazy to me. But I don't. Oh, there it is. In the Pop-Tarts Bowl, formerly known as the Camping World Bowl, the Pop-Tarts Bowl in Orlando, Florida. No, the Cheez-Its Bowl. It was the Cheez-Its Bowl last year. We boycotted Cheez-Its, made it the Pop-Tarts Bowl against North Carolina. So you'll either be playing Texas or Kansas State in the Big 12 title game, or TCU. That's what Brett McMurphy's telling you. We'll be eating Pop-Tarts with Kansas State. All right, that's it for me. Comment below in the starting line chat line where you think Texas Tech will be bowling, if you think they'll be in the Cotton Bowl. If you think a Big 12 team's in the playoff, tell me all of that below in the starting line chat line. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You've got it. You've got the respect, at least from one prognosticator, the most handsome, the most smartest, Brett McMurphy. Let him know how you feel as well there on Twitter. All right, that's it for us. We'll be back on Wednesday for Power Ranking Wednesday, and then on Friday for the live lunch with Carson Robinson. We'll see you then.